welcome to Dutchman Save. We're joined here today by the 2018 Mazda MX5 RF, which is the retractable fastback. Let's go inside and have a look and see how this fun car drives. We find ourselves here today on a beautiful, glorious day in Cape Town on a desolate mountain winding road in the Mazda MX5 RF. Now, the Mazda MX5 is a special car, but some might say it's a bit of a hairdresser's car. Now, that might be correct for a convertible, but this is not just any old convertible. This is the RF, the retractable fastback with a hardtop convertible in a 911 target top kind of fashion, where the back window folds down and the roof goes back into the boot. You don't have to pop it up and lift it out. And that gives you the feeling that you're driving a convertible, but it's more of a coupe feeling. The roof gets down in about 13 seconds. Only at speeds of 10 kilometers per hour, unfortunately, and not like the competitors in some cars at up to 60 km an hour. So you really want to be stationary when that happens. The Mazda MX-5 gives you that feeling that you can stick your hands in the air and you're really alive in the car, because everything in here is like driving a sports car. You're getting a really good feeling because you get real good responsiveness from the steering wheel with that agile steering, giving you really good control of what's happening on the road, knowing where the tires are at all times, giving you real good confidence around the corners, so that you can chuck it around, put the traction control off, and get the arse out to come out sideways. That's what it's about when you're driving a sports car on a winding, twisty mountain pass, which is secluded because there's no other cars here on the road today. A lot of people might think with a convertible you don't get much boot space. I had to find out via a YouTube video how to open the boot besides from using the key fob. There's a little button here just underneath the number plate which pops the boot open, giving you quite a bit of capacity. We've got a bag or two, a third bag, some jackets, quite a bit of space you might add. But where does the roof go? It's tucked away nicely under there above this section of the boot, so that you don't compromise on the boot space, only getting you 40 litres less than the soft top convertible. That's really great, don't you think? The Mazda MX-5 comes with 118 kilowatts and around 200 newton meters of torque. So for the weight that's just over 1100 kilograms, you've got a lot of power to weight ratio, which is what it comes down to, because it's not really the fastest sports car out there. In 0 to 100 times of only 8.5 seconds, which is a second slower than the soft top convertible roadster Miata. But that's because of the extra 40 kilograms from the hardtop convertible, which I might add retracts straight back into the same size boot, only losing about 30 liters difference between the soft top and the hard top. So when you want to put your foot down and have a bit of fun, boy, does it give you a bit of fun. To be able to put the power down in the corners, but you might be hearing from the footage the incessant wind noise. With the roof down, you've got these headdresses behind the driver here, which are pockets that collect all the wind and make a really big racket in your head. With all the wind coming over here, it's a little bit unbearable, and with a soft top convertible you don't get that. The one thing that Mazda done to counteract that is they've surrounded you with a 9-speaker Bose system with speakers even in the headrest behind you, so that you can drown out the wind noise with loud music. Now, personally, I prefer to hear the engine and the exhaust note, which I might add is too quiet for my liking. Especially in sport mode, it still sounds like you're driving in comfort. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Just being mainly a Sunday cruiser, you don't want to be bathed in silence. You want to get the power down and you want to hear the roar of the engine. And this is what you're going to be getting. It's not a nice sound. You really want to get more of that oomph and a feeling from the 2-liter high revving naturally aspirated motor to really get a feeling for the power. You find the car is great driving in comfort mode, but what you really want to do is pop it into drive, slam it in manual, use the pedals and flick the sport button. This is what the car is built for. Nobody wants to drive a car like this in comfort mode. Redlining at 6,500 revs, gearing up First gear takes you up to 60 k's an hour, second gear up to 100 k's an hour, third gear up to 140. With a 6-speed automatic gearbox, you're really only going to use 2 and 3. So the gearing ratios are quite long. You may have wanted a little bit more use of the gears, because when you're driving along in automatic mode, it shifts up for you, making the most economical drive. But when I'm putting it in manual mode, I want to be able to use the gears and shifting down in corners, whereas here I'm going to be riding one gear the whole time, up and down in a corner, and there's a lot of range for one gear. That's still second gear. I haven't got out of second gear and I just hit 100 k's an hour. So you want to have a little bit more versatility to get the power down. This car being naturally aspirated or normally aspirated, meaning there's no turbochargers or superchargers to help force the air into the pistons, you really are getting a long-winded, gradual power band being produced from around 3,000 RPM all the way up to the red line at 6,500, which means that you've got to work the engine quite hard to get the power out. But the Mazda MX-5 really manages the power quite well. And there's no turbo lags, and you don't really have a lack of power, but I would like a shorter gearing ratio to be able to really maximize the car's handling, making sure that you're getting a really good cornering speed, because it's not really enough to be able to get me going around the corners quite fast enough. But then again, how fast do you want to go around a corner? Do you want to go sideways around a corner? Maybe. That's up to you. Now, the one thing about a sports car, it makes you want to jump over the bridge when you hear about the price tag. It's not the case with the Mazda MX-5. At 538,000 Rand, with the new VAT prices here in South Africa at 15%, it makes it quite affordable for not just a weekend to drive, but a daily runner as well. With the fuel prices going up now, it's also got really good fuel economy at advertised 6.7 liters per 100. I, however, drive a little bit faster and a little bit harder because I like to get enjoyment out of the car, so I average around 8.5 liters per 100, which is still quite manageable from a 2-liter naturally aspirated rear-wheel drive sports car. And as you can see from the video that you just watched, we had a lot of fun with the car, so it's really an enjoyable car. And the MX5 Miata has a bit of a cult when it comes to sports car enjoyment, especially with the hardtop convertible giving you that coupe target top feeling. So don't forget to check it out when you go for a test drive for the Mazda MX-5. You'll be really surprised by the enjoyment you get from the car. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to hit like and hit the subscribe button below. Cheers, thanks for watching. Until next time.